Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances that are usually very good value for money. They smell good. They're usually on the radar. Not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do your research trial for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this video I have another update for you, and this is the House of Swiss Arabian. House of Swiss Arabian is one of the very well known perfume houses from United Arab Emirates, from Middle East. They've been around for a long time and they have super extensive perfume lineup in their portfolio. I unboxed and reviewed many of their fragrances before, and for a price they are very impressive. So this one is from their Shaghaf line and it's called Shaghaf for Men, or Shaghaf Original, or Shaghaf Blue, some people call it. On the box it says Shaghaf for Men. And this is the original Shaghaf when it came out, I think around 10 years ago or so. And this is the originator, and in this line there are about 10 to 12 flankers, which some of them are very well known. So I thought why not to review this original one, because almost nobody talked about this one. So this one is Eau de Perfume, is aimed for men obviously, and is 100 ml. In the United Kingdom you can find it under £30, and for that price this is very good. It's very impressive. First thing first, in terms of presentation, is same as every other the Shaghaf line bottle and presentation, which is quite nice. It's a heavy bottle, is simple but elegant in the same time, and it's 75 ml. And so in the presentation for under £30 is, is very good. For when you go to European companies, European perfume houses, under £30, what do they give you? Nothing. You know what I mean? It's just simplest of the simplest. So at least in here you get a little bit of better presentation. In terms of performance, I'm happy to say it's not a beast mode, but it is bordering beast mode. On my skin goes easily over 8 hours. On material goes over 10 hours. When I woke up the next day, I could strongly smell it on the t-shirt still. So it's quite a good performer. In terms of projection, I get about 3 hours of an arm length projection for 3 hours, and after that slowly subside. But you always have a good big bubble, big cloud and a big trail behind you. I put 5 sprays of it for a review, and that was ample enough for me to smell it all day. If you want to go outside and people smell you from the other side of the road, probably you need a little bit more, but not too much, because don't forget, although this is fresh to semi-fresh fragrance, it is, we have to be careful with the trigger. It is quite strong. In terms of the gender, this is, although aimed for men and is says Shaghaf for men, it is, to my nose, completely unisex. Anybody can wear it, ladies and men, although it leans a little bit on the masculine side, not too much. It's not uber masculine by any means. In terms of age, I would say this is 25 and up to be in the safe side. In the first video I said anybody can wear it because of that opening, but later on it changes to some extent to a little bit more mature fragrance, mature nose and things like that. So I would say 25 and up to be in the safe side. Unless you like this kind of fragrances, then age doesn't mean anything. In terms of season, this is one of those Swiss Army knife. You can use it all year round, in summer, in winter, in autumn, spring. And the only thing is, in a very high heat it could be cloying because it's very sweet. So it's any season you can rock this. In terms of occasion, similar story. Very versatile. You can dress it up, dress it down, casual, formal, daytime, nighttime, anything you want. It's very versatile. So let's get to the smell. The smell when it opens up massive fruits and sweetness. So you need to like your sweet fragrances. You have to have a sweet tooth for this, otherwise it will put you off. And the sweetness are massive. For the first half of life of this fragrance, the sweetness stay there, the fruitiness stay there. So you need to like your fruity fragrances, you have sweet fragrances. The sweetness opens like 7 to 8 tend to be in the sweetest, so it's very sweet. But later on it subsides, hint, not much, it doesn't go away. And the fruits as well, the fruits subside but they never go away, so they still there after many hours. So opens up very tropical, because there's a big pineapple in here and a big melon, so these two dominates. All right, so it's a it's like a dance between very sweet pineapple and very fresh. It's like freshly cut pineapple, very realistic in here. Freshly cut pineapple, and you smell it, very juicy, very realistic, and it's dominating. Plus that melon, the melon again, it smells to me like a cantaloupe lemon, they call it cantaloupe, yeah, you know, one of those rounded small melon. And when you open them up and you smell them, again, it smells very realistic in here. It's very juicy, it's very sweet. So the sweetness of the melon and the sweetness of the pineapple dance together very well in here. The only thing is, this is not a crowd pleaser. I mean, it could be a crowd pleaser in the beginning, but later on it would change. Okay, so I would say it's not a blind buy safe. Although if you like this kind of fragrance, it's quite safe, but not 100% safe. Okay, so some people might be offended with those huge fruits and the huge sweetness in the beginning. There are some other fruits in here, like apple, green apple, like pear. To some extent I can smell something like a plum, maybe even a peach. So it's a layer and layer of fruits, but the two most dominant fruits for a very long time are the pineapple and the melon. So you need to like your melon and pineapple. To some extent, sometimes I got a hint of cucumber in here and a hint of watermelon as well, but they are very behind. They are not in front. The front is pineapple and melon. These two are dominant for hours and hours. So you need to like your fragrances that are very sweet and very fruity. The fruits are quite on the ripe side of fruits, so they're not like a fresh cut fruit. They're a little bit ripe, so that's why they are very juicy and very sticky and sweet and almost overripe or ripened fruits in here. The mid is dominated by spices. The spices in here is cinnamon and the sage and there's about nutmeg. It's quite nutty, a little bit, not too much, but they are very dominant. When it goes to the dry down to the second half life of this fragrance, the fruits and the sweetness subside not too much. They will subside maybe about 30-40%, but they're still there. And then you'll get these spices. The spices are coming up, and the spices plus the other elements like the herbal notes, like patchouli in here, they're giving a hint of chocolatiness and a hint of amber. So amber and chocolate will dominate. It gets a little bit woody as well, but not too much. And that chocolatey, earthy, almost licorice. Yeah, almost licorice dry down. So the second half life of this fragrance, it becomes fruity, yes, to some extent, but it's subsided. It's floral, yes, but again it's subsided substantially. And then the spices and the amber and the patchouli and that chocolatey note, it will come up, and also hint of licorice in here. So it becomes a little bit on the licorice side. And that's why in the first video I said this one reminded me of Paco Rabanne Black Excess. Yes, in the beginning to some extent, but it's not a copy of it. But later on, when it dries down completely different from Black Excess by Paco Rabanne. So you need to like, it almost goes, okay, don't quote me on that, almost goes to the realm of Sauvage, what was it? Sauvage Elixir. Okay, Dior Sauvage Elixir. Almost, it gets me that licorice, sweet, ambery, earthy, patchouli, chocolatey vibe in the dry down in the second half life of this fragrance. Almost. Don't go say this is a copy of the Dior Sauvage Elixir is not. But in the dry down second half life of this fragrance, it becomes a hint of that licorishness and the sweetness, which is we all or many people are familiar with Dior Sauvage Elixir to some extent. Okay, so if you like what I described, this is quite on the artistic side as well. Hint of funkiness overall to it, especially in the beginning. The beginning is a little bit on the funky side because of those massive fruits, massive layers and fruit, and also the sweetness plus the florals plus the spices, everything together giving us a hint of funkiness. Not too much, it's not animalic, it's not andolic by any mean, but a hint of funkiness. It's like hint of unusualness and also hint of uniqueness. So overall this is quite a unique fragrance. I never smelled anything like it before, although it's got elements of some other fragrances that it reminds you of or reminded me of some other fragrances, but on its own it's a quite a unique fragrance, especially for a price, especially for a fresh to semi-fresh fragrance. This is an absolute gorgeousness. I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it for this last 2 days. The only thing is you need to like your sweet fragrances because this is very sweet. So, and also the aromatics are quite big in here. Lavender, yes, maybe even a hint of violet leaf in here because you're giving it a little bit of powderiness. But they are again after fruits in the beginning, and the sweetness is the third player in terms of aromatics. So it opens up, this is the note breakdown: orange, lemon and lavender. In the mid we have C notes: cardamom, cinnamon, sage, cypriol oil and marigold. In the base we have praline, tulip balsam, patchouli, amber, ebony tree and something rosewood. Some of these notes are I get, some of them I don't get. So for example, when it opens up with a huge fruitiness, as I said, tropical fruitiness, which is not mentioned in here. I get pineapple very distinctly. I get melon very distinctly. I get some other fruits like pear, like apple, to some extent even passion fruit sometimes, and also to some extent watermelon. So it's not mentioned these notes in here, but I can distinctly get them, especially the first half of life of this fragrance. The aromatics, as I said, is the secondary to the fruitiness in the beginning. The wateriness, yes, it is watery, but it's not oceanic, it's not sea salty. It is watery, maybe a hint of swimming pool in here, hint of it, and a hint of sea saltiness and seasidiness, yes, but hint of it again, very minimalistic in here. They're not too big. The cardamom and cinnamon are very dominant from the mid to the end. Very dominant, that cardamom and the cinnamon and the sage and the patchouli will dance, and it'll be giving it that little of licorice feel as well in the dry down, and also the chocolatey feel to it. Tulip balsam giving a hint of powderiness, again not too much, just a hint of powderiness in here, and the praline here giving it that extra sweetness plus those fruits which I mentioned in the beginning. Amber, as I said, second half life of this fragrance, it become very deep ambery, and also a little bit of darkness, spicy, sweet amber, plus that licorice feel and also chocolatey feel to it. Overall, within the dry down, yes, but not too much. Again, that ebony tree, I'm not sure ebony tree what it smells like, but I get something like a cedar and the sandalwood combination. It becomes very smooth. When it dries down, it becomes buttery smooth. This one in the beginning a little bit on the rough side, but later on becomes very smooth. So overall, if you like what I described, and for me this is a gorgeous fragrance. It's unusual, it's unique, it's very it just makes you think, and it changes as well. For under £30, I don't know why nobody talks about this. This is a beautiful fragrance, and it's very versatile, and it's very accessible, and it's very affordable. You can easily find it under £30, sometimes even cheaper. For that price, this is an amazing fragrance. So overall, very fruity, tropical, sweet, aromatic citruses. Yes, quite zesty in the beginning, as well as those fruits I mentioned. Very sweet, quite spicy, and it becomes warm spicy in the dry down. Little bit on the herbal side. It's quite woody in the base. The amber in here is chocolatey and licorice amber, plus the spices in here are making it very, very beautiful, especially the dry down. And a little bit of marine, little bit of aquatic feel to it overall, and it's a little bit of balsamicness to it, yes, and a little bit of that licorice feel, as I said, in the dry down as well. Aromatic, as I said, and a little bit of herbal overall. This is a very, very well done fragrance. For the price, it's quite unique. It's quite well done. It's very well put together. Although in the beginning it could be a little bit on the rough side, especially the first 10 minutes. But after that, it becomes very, very well rounded and smooth and very well blended. Again, this is not for everybody, but if you like what I described and you like it quite artistic, quite realistic, quite unique, this is a very underrated fragrance. This is an absolute gem, perfume, gem of the perfume, and I think many people probably don't know about it. That's why nobody is talking about it out there. Okay guys, so if you have it, if you know it, if you tried it, let us know your experience. That would be useful for others to read. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable, or entertaining, please do me a favor, show me love and hit those buttons, like, subscribe, which is free by the way. Share this video with others and comment. All these things will help this channel to keep going, to survive, to stay afloat, to stay in this endeavor to bring you fragrances like this in future that nobody else is talking about. They're amazing value for money, they smell great, and they are hidden gems, and this beauty is definitely a hidden gem. If you want to purchase one of my own perfumes, I'm a perfumer myself. I make my own line of perfumes. I'm the perfumer, I'm the artist, I'm the worker. So there are true handmade perfumes just for you lucky people in the United Kingdom. They are ultra beast mode, 100% natural, amazing value for money, very artistic, very unique, and they are the best value for money you can get. You get for what you pay and what you get. There are 60% pure oil inside them, then the rest are carriers. So you know, even with extrait de parfum, you get 30% oil inside the perfume. In my perfumes, there are 60% oils, which is double what extrait de parfum gives you. And that's why they are amazing value for money as well, and they smell great. I leave them in the link. Thank you very much as always, and I'll see you later. Bye.